Good afternoon. It's Friday, the 28th of August, and I'm coming to you from the Gold Coast in Australia. I'm going to be talking to you about positional power in organisations. And to start off the conversation and the dialogue about this, I want to be able to read from No Boxing Allowed. This is my first book that I wrote about 14 years ago. Actually, I started writing No Boxing Allowed, and it was first published in 2009. It's received quite a number of literary awards, and its very first award was about it being inspirational, and that was from the American Book Dealers Association. So I was very pleased to receive that award and the recognition for the powerful words that are in this book. In the chapter on positional power, I have a simple paragraph that says, what is also important to realise about positional power is that whilst the position itself may be powerful, it is no more important than any other position. No one human being is more important than another. We are all equal as members of the human race. What I mean by that is quite simple, and I'll give you a perfect example. I think I talked about this quite a few weeks ago. When you think about the head of an organisation having accountability and responsibility, oftentimes the most important position from a power perspective, a make or break perspective, is the receptionist. But in reality, any position in an organisation is important, because if it wasn't, it wouldn't need to exist. So if we think about, if you're in the military or if you're in a not-for-profit and you might be paid part-time and work full-time, you might volunteer part of the time, what you contribute is as important as other people, based on the fact that every human being is equal. We're all special, we're all unique, we're all valuable. The position itself might have power in terms of responsibility and accountability and, for instance, the right of veto, so the final decision maker when it comes to a compromise having to be made. But every person's contribution to the organisation is as important as another. Our power in a position comes primarily from our personal power. How we use our personal power in the context of the position that we hold will make or break our effectiveness in that position. Our position might be powerful in that it can make laws, it can decide outcomes. A judge, for instance, jury members have powerful positions. They may not be seen as very high up in a particular structure, but they have a powerful position. Now, when it comes to the outcomes that somebody produces, whether we think those outcomes are good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. But how we utilise the power of the position to deliver outcomes is what's most important. So the great leadership traits of selflessness, open door policy, it's not all about me, all of those things come to the fore in a position, in an organisation, and the power that it can yield. If you were new to an organisation and you were confident in yourself, you had a level of self-awareness, you might move into that position and not feel the need to promote the power of the position. But if you move into a position of power and of decision making, and you don't have a good grasp of your own personal power, that's when you'll see yourself pushing. Now, I talk about pushing energy a lot in earlier Peace Bites, but this is really critical to understand. If you're observing somebody who's just received a promotion and they come into the room and they're sort of, chest pumped out, and they've got their head held high and they walk around sort of strutting their stuff, you've got, if that's a completely different person to the person prior to the promotion, then you can immediately know that they're not as comfortable in understanding their personal power. Because a person who has a very good grasp and a very strong self-awareness, a good grasp of their deficiencies and their strengths, and a very strong level of self-awareness to that point of self-intelligence, which is what I talk about in No Boxing Allowed, they don't need to push and promote and project that they're powerful. They actually know that they're powerful, their position is powerful, but they don't need to push it on everybody. So keep an eye out in the weeks coming for scenarios in your organization where you might have seen somebody move sideways as distinct from moving up in the hierarchy, even somebody that might be demoted, believe it or not. Oftentimes people can be demoted but actually placed into a position that's more powerful after they've been demoted. But how they project their body language is very good at signaling their level of self-awareness and their confidence and their ability to control the energies within themselves. Positional power is important. Don't discount it. Organizations need positions of power. There needs to be the buck stops with somebody. There needs to be financial delegations given. There needs to be an onus on individuals in holding positions of trust, positions of safety, where they're managing risks that are, affecting everybody in the organization. Those positions are powerful, but they're no more important in the bigger scheme of things than anybody else's position, because we are all interdependent. We are all, it's like the 1 degree of separation. If what I do is not so good in my position as a CEO of Serenidad and as a principal consultant, if what I do has a knock-on negative impact on other people, then that's going to knock on to the consultants that are, reliant on us for work. It's going to knock on to the client base that we have. That's when you see the ripples on a pond effect happening, and it becomes tsunamis on a pond, really, where a negative wave will actually create quite a long-term, unsustainable operational mode for those people in positions of power. So you've got to respect the power that your position holds, but not kind of say, well, I'm more powerful than somebody else. I'm more important than somebody else. That gets into the ego side, and ego has no place in great leadership. Ego has no place in using your positional power in the right kind of way. I hope you have a really great week going forward. I will see you again next week. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to email us or go through our website. And I look forward to chatting with you again. Bye for now.